Good morning, everyone. It is great to be here today. We have a very special reason for being here. We want to announce today that the City of Tyler has received notification from the Texas Department of Insurance, the State Fire Marshal's Office, of a change in our Public Protection Classification, the PPC, for the City of Tyler. Our current classification in Tyler is Class 3, and this recommended change is to approve Tyler as a Class 2/10 effective July the 1st, 2010. You're going to hear a lot of information on this. The importance of this is that it is our own stimulus package of putting money back into the pockets of our citizens. These ratings affect the price of the homeowner's insurance that each and every one of us within the city limits of Tyler pay. And when you get to the point that your insurance renews, the renewals after July 1, you will start getting the benefit of this new rating. So this is exciting news for us, and you'll be getting more information from each of those. At this point in time, I would ask the City Manager, Mark McDaniel, to come forward and make some remarks.
Thank you, Mary Bass. Well, today this is really all about return on investment, and this station, as well as others, have been built with half-cent sales tax, and we're on the process of building more. And it's not just the fire stations; it's also a lot of the personnel that goes into them. And today we have some of our finest here. They're not the kind of guys that try to get out in front. In fact, they're behind everybody else. These are the guys that do all the work, and we're real proud of our men and women in the fire department. And but it's also a team effort in terms of all the staff at the City of Tyler. You think of it being a fire department classification and achievement. It actually involves the water department because of our fire hydrants and our water system. It involves the police department because the police department dispatches. It involves just a number of different departments that are involved in the analysis for achieving this rating. And we're joining a very elite group in the state of Texas and achieving this classification. And as I said earlier, this is our return on investment back to the citizens at a time when they probably need it the most with the economy the way it is. I'm going to turn it over to Chief Franklin now and ask him to go into more detail about this exciting announcement. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. McDaniel. I may be a little repetitive here. 6 years ago, I'm going to try to answer your questions before you have to ask them later on. 6 years ago, we put together a 6-year fire department service plan. The goal was to improve service within the fire department across the city, but also a secondary goal was to improve our ISO public protection classification rating. We wanted to go from a 3 to a 2. We received word last week from the State Fire Marshal's Office that we indeed had met our goal. We would be moving from a 3 to a 2/10. Improvements that we made throughout the city include reorganization of personnel within the fire department to establish 2 ladder companies, addition of personnel, construction of new Station 10, construction of relocated Station 7, which we're standing in front of today, purchase of new fire engines, one of which is behind me, future relocation of Fire Station 5 that the plans are being worked on as we speak. The ISO PPC rating is an overall look at firefighting capabilities within a community. We were graded in 3 areas. 10% is how we're dispatched. That's the communication. We cannot show up at a fire if we don't know about it. And the police department, Chief Swindle and his group, the police dispatchers, do an excellent job of getting us there. 50% is fire department processes. This is everything from our training to station location to personnel to our inspections to our hydrant flowing. Everything that we do out there as a fire department is looked at and graded. The other 40% is water supply. If we get to a fire scene and we don't have the water supply, we're going to depend on the 500 gallons that's in our fire pumper that we've got back here, and that, depending on what we're flowing at a fire scene, that could last less than 1 minute. So we depend on those fire hydrants and the hoses. What does this mean to the citizens of Tyler? Most insurance companies base their premiums upon municipalities' ISO PPC rating. The homeowners within the city of Tyler should realize an average savings of approximately 8.1% on their homeowners insurance premiums. Across the city, this translates to more than $2 million back in their pockets annually. During this economic downturn, this is great news. When will you see the savings? The effective date of the change is July 1st, 2010. So each homeowner should see a change in their individual renewal date. So each one of them has that personal individual renewal date that falls after this takes effect on July 1. We recommend that the homeowners contact their insurance provider when it's time for them to renew their insurance after July 1 to check on their potential savings, the details. What about commercial properties? This is what I've been asked before. It's tough to project the savings for commercial properties, but I've been told by a local insurance provider that most likely the total amount of dollars would end up being more than the residential customer savings. So estimated potential is big there as well. What does the 2/10 mean? The 10/10 refers to any area that is undeveloped within the city limits, that's without streets, or is further than 5 road miles from a fire station within the city. So we do have a couple of undeveloped areas within the city. One is just north of Bellwood Lake, kind of in an undeveloped area. There's no streets, no structures, and one is adjacent to Faulkner Park down south. It's just an area. When these are developed in the future and roads are added, we simply notify ISO and the grading changes will be made to a Class 2 at that point. At this point, all structures within the city of Tyler should fall in the number 2 classification. The city of Tyler is now in good company. As you see this chart over here, we're in the top 5% of municipalities in the state of Texas and the top 1% in the United States regarding our ISO PPC rating. Now, if there's any questions or something that I didn't cover I need to review, I'll be glad to do so. And I did fail to mention Greg Morgan is here with the Water Utilities Department, and with the hydrant system and things that they provide, it's been a great relationship.
Yeah, I just want to add just one more comment, and I think it really needs to be said because these people are also very humble about what they do as well. We couldn't be doing this unless the council had faith in what we were doing. You just heard the chief talk about all the different investments. We're talking millions of dollars. And so they saw this vision, they saw the plan over the long haul here this last several years to buy 5 engines all at once instead of 1 at a time, to make investments in new fire stations, to add 6 additional personnel. It's very costly, but it's about serving our citizens, and now, as I said earlier, we're seeing the fruits of all that in that long-term planning, and then seeing today, what the result is. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay. We want to thank everyone for being here today. The council supports our law enforcement, our fire department. The city, first and foremost, must take care of the public safety of its citizens. So it is critical that we have this response time and that we have the people in place to provide these services. So we're very excited about this announcement today. We look forward to the homeowners getting the benefit, and we want to thank each and every one of our firemen as well as our police officers for what they do to keep Tyler a safe place to live and make our community have the quality of life it does. Thank you for being here. God bless you.